चरणमिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So, welcome to the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Southern Division. The fourth wave, we are on the Vyabhicari Bhav discussion. And we have completed the 33 Vyabhicari Bhavs with examples. And our next discussion, which we began yesterday, not yesterday, the last week. Of course, we did not have classes class yesterday because there's some emergency meeting and I had to attend it, so I had to cancel it last moment. Sorry for that. So the discussion was the cause and effects of Vyabhichari Bhavs. Causes and effects of Vyabhichari Bhavs. So this was a discussion which I began last class. We saw uh, in the previous class the some of the Vyabhichari Bhavs which were left out, and then some additional verses where how there are some other Vyabhicharas which are included, like Vivek and is included in Vitarka, like that, all that clarifications Rupa Goswami gives. And then we began into this subtopic, that is causes and effects of Vyabhichari Bhav. We had just began the discussion. So once again, I'll continue that discussion so that we can understand the flow, what is happening. And we'll have to go now a little slow because it is more technical and more philosophical. So let us go into this now. So causes and effects of Vyabhichari Bhavs. Esham chanchari bhavana madhe kasyachan kasyachit vibhavas cha anubhavas cha bhavet eva parasparam. Among the Vyabhichari Bhavas, Esham sanchari bhavana madhe, some act as cause, vibhav, kasyana kasyachit vibhavasya, and others as effects, anubhavasya bhavet eva paramparam, parasparam. So some act as cause, that is vibhava, and some act as effects, that is anubhavas. So now how they act as cause, which act as effect, Rupa Goswami gives some examples. निर्वेदतो यथेर्षया भवेत् अत्र विभावता आसूयायां पुनस्तस्या वक्तम् उक्तानुभावता. Thus, Irsha, malice, is a cause. It is acting as a cause. Atra vibhavata. It is vibhava. So, Irsha acts as a cause for nirved, self-disgust, nirvedatu. So, you show disgust because the cause is that you have Irsha. And seeing that person, you show self-disgust. And the effect is, the emotion is anusuya. That is the effect, anubhav. Anubhav. Asuyam punasya. This has already been stated. Uktanam vaktam mukta anubhavata. So this is anubhava. Anubhava is the envy and Isha is the cause. And because of, sorry, Isha is the cause of Nirved. Isha is the cause of Nirved and the effect is Anusuya. Now, Srila Prabhupada also mentions this. When all the symptoms are included in extractive, they are called as Sanchari or continuously existing ecstatic symptoms. All of these symptoms are transcendental and they are exhibited in different ways, acting and interacting under different conditions. So, acting and interacting. So, how the acting and interaction happens, I think it is a very, a deep science. And just like, mixing of the colors by a painter, when which color he mixes and brings out something and the painting comes out, the effect in the form of a particular uh, emotion on the painting, uh, because he has put causes in the form of different colors, and the effect is a picture which also causes an emotion. I hope you're getting it, no? This example, quite apt. They are like reciprocation love between the lover and the beloved. That's what Prabhupada says. And then for examples he gives. Utsukyam prati chintaya kataitatranubhavata nidram prati vibhavatvam evam geya parepya ami. Chinta is the effect of outsukya. So when you become impatient, you're thinking too much, restless, the mind is very hyperactive and you don't have that quality of goodness. And because of the impatience, it's an effect. Chinta. Chinta is the effect of outsukya. And the causes, nidra, sleep. Causes nidra. So I have seen that sometimes when we don't have sleep, and we become a little impatient. We become impatient and we start thinking too much about small things. And I myself am experiencing last 2 days back, not Saturday, Saturday and Sunday, I had very less sleep. And because of that very less sleep, uh, some activity I'm doing now, I'm even while talking, I'm becoming impatient. Why are the others talking so much? Can you be a little silent? I was feeling I wanted some rest actually. And that's why this pondering, too much pondering happens. It's because of impatience, and the cause is nidra. In this way, one should understand evam geha, how the Vyabhicari bhavs act mutually, pare api ami as anubhav, actions as effect, and vibhav, actions as cause. Both are actions. Actions as effect, but actions as cause. Actions as cause are called as vibhava. Actions as effect are called as anubhavas. Most of the Vyabhichari bhavs are defined with mention of cause and effect. Circumstances, actions. Actions we know are anubhavas now, or Vyabhichari bhavs will act as cause. So sometimes circumstances, actions which are either anubhavas or Vyabhichari bhavas. So even the Vyabhichari bhavas can act as cause. And other actions, anubhavas, Vyabhichari bhavas, or Sattvic bhavas will appear as effects. So this is how we have to understand. I hope you're getting this point. And I want to just pause here to know whether you're able to understand this statement. It's generally anubhavas or Vyabhicari bhavas which act as cause, and anubhavas and Vyabhicari bhavas and Satviki bhavas appear as effects, because Satvik was manifest in the body as tears and all. So they are a special type of anubhava, and we have classified them as Satviki bhavas. Okay. For instance, happiness of the heart arising from seeing or attaining one's desired object is called as harsha. In the state, standing of hair on end, perspiration, tears, all sattviki bhavas, face glowing, confusion, insanity, indecision, and fainting, moha occur. So these first three which are happening, effects because of the cause, these are sattviki bhavas. But with all these, the face is glowing, you're smiling. So that's an effect because of the cause of happiness in the heart. And that face glowing or smiling face is, because it's an anubhava. It is an anubhava. Or moha also can happen. Inmad, indecision, all that. Okay, any questions you have up till now, what we discussed? Any questions, any clarifications? Veer Krishna Prabhuji. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu Dhanvatnam.
Yes.
Prabhu, when we see this cause and effect in Vichari Bhav,
One second, just hold on. Can you speak a little loudly because I am not able to hear you?
yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Now it is clear.
Not really much still.
Prabhu,
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Now it is clear.
Yes, yes.
Prabhu, I'm saying that in this Vichari Bhav, when we categorize it as a cause and effect, and we see it as a Vibhav and Anubhav, so these emotions can be put in what we discuss in Vibhav and Anubhav, why it is, separately we are studying as a Vyabhicari Bhava.
Yeah, that's what I think in the beginning we discussed, because these are transient emotions. They come and go as waves in the ocean and embellish the Sahibhav. That's not all the time that there is Irsha, in special terms. Whereas the star, based on the Stahibhav, there is always the Vishaya, Vibhava, as Krishna. That is there always. But the Vyabhichari bhavas are transient emotions. And that is why that classification has been done. Is it clear?
Right. Right.
Any other questions? Especially this cause and effects. I hope you got it clear. Now further
Right.
he explains. Further he explains. I just further. Nindayastu vibhavatvam vaivarnyamarshyoर्मतम् आसूयायां पुनस्तस्या कथयिता anubhavata. Criticism, nindayastu, or other actions, vibhavatam, are considered matam, the cause of change of color, satviki bhav, vaivarnya, and amarsha, indignation. This is a Vyabhichari bhav, amarshayor, and the effect of suya, envy. It's a Vyabhichari bhav again. Asuyam punas tasya katayita anubhavata. Although it is an anubhava, because envy is manifesting externally, that's an anubhava. So that is why, he's giving this example. So there is satviki bhavas and then there is anubhavas happening, but it is because of the Vyabhichari bhava, ninda. because of ninda. Ninda. Then praharasya vibhavatvam sammoha pralayo prati augram pratyanubhavatvam evam gyeya pare api pare picha. Beating is the cause. Praharsya vibhavatvam. Beating is the cause of moha, vyabhichari bhav, and pralaya, satviki bhav. Satviki bhav, pralaya is satviki bhav because it's fainting and falling. Ashta satvik vikar. It is also the effect of augra, ferocity, which is a vyabhichari bhav. Augram prat anubhavatam. Other states should be understood similarly. Similarly, you have to understand other states. Evam geya pareapi. Now, which becomes the cause for what Vyabhichari Bhav, which can lead to Satviki Bhav or a Vyabhichari Bhav, is also a great science. And that might be very, very subtle. One has to study the science of emotions, in fact. But at this point, let me make it very, very emphatic. Actually, the whole bhakti is about all about emotions. And for your kind information in the material world, everything is an emotion. The sentiment that I like, non-veg, or I like this girl, I like this food. It's all basically an emotion. So our life is itself, a life of emotion. So these emotions are material emotions and they bind the soul in this material world. And we have to, change that to spiritual emotions. And the only way, spiritual emotions cannot be imitated or cannot be practiced also for your kind information. They are given. The Lord's Ladini Shakti has to enter in the heart. But the emotions of Sharanagati, or what is called as the Shadanga Sharanagati, Hoi Bhai Jahar, Tahara Pratna Kare Nand Kumar. The emotions of Sharanagati, Dainya Bhav, all these six limbs which Bhaktivinoda Thakur has sung, one has to listen to these emotions and practice these emotions of Sharanagati, by which we can, enter into surrender. And with that surrender, we enter into the spiritual emotions of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. That's the point I would like to say. Okay, Prabhupada, when a person is envious or defamed, there may be a change in the color of the body. How many of us has experience of this? Raise your hands. There's a change of color we have seen. How many of us have experience? Yes, at least. Yeah, many times you can experience that your color itself is changing, or the other person who you see, he becomes angry, that he becomes red hot, color changes immediately. See how strong these emotions are, especially in the human form of life. It's not in the other forms because human form, the consciousness is developed. This may be classified as vibhav or sub-ecstasy. Sometimes illusion, collapse, and strong anxiety are also considered to be vibhav. See, sometimes they are considered as vibhav. When there are many such symptoms, they can be simply grouped together under ecstatic love. Face color also changes. Yes, face color changes. Trasanidra Shamalasya Madabidbodha Varjanam Sancharinam Iha Kwapi Bhavet Rat Anubhavatam. The Vyabhichari Sancharinam Iha of Trasha Nidra, Shama, Alasya, Mada arising from intoxication, Madabit, and Bodh arising somewhat are effects of Rati. Bhavet Rati Anubhavata. They are effects of Rati. So the Vyabhichari bhavs of Trasa, Nidra, Shama, Alasya, and Mada arising from intoxication, Madabit, and Bodh somewhat are effects of Rati. These are somewhat effects of rati. So that's what is being clarified. Madabid bith means a particular mad rapture arising from intoxication. Rati anubhavata means being the effects of rati. That's it. Prabhupada doesn't also say much, but it will come further. साक्षाद्रतेर्न सम्बन्ध षड्भिस्त्रासादिभिः सह स्यात् परस्पराय किन्तु लीलानुगुणात् गुणताकृते. Rati has no direct relation. Sakshad Ratir na sambandha with the six Vyabhicari bhavs just mentioned. These are the six Vyabhicari bhavs. Which are the six? Trasa, Nidra, Shrama, Alasya, Madabid, and Bodh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these six which have been mentioned. Rati has no direct relationship with the six Vyabhichari monks just mentioned. Shadbis, Trasa, Devi, Sir. Rati has a relationship with them only because Syat Parasya Paray Kintu they support Rati for encouraging pastimes. Leela, Anu, Gunata, Krite. They support. So, like, Radharani is tired and Krishna, fans Radharani. So they support Rati for encouraging pastimes. Or the Krishna is tired and the cowherd boys are massaging. So that Sakya Ras, they are relishing. So like that, it has no direct relationship. These, but they support. I hope this point is clear. Jiva Goswami. The six bhavas just mentioned never arise in relationship in those possessing Rati, since he is experienced only through the pleasant nature in the Rati. They arise through obstacles to their Rati being experienced by the devotees in these conditions only. Harsha and other positive emotions arise with Krishna as a direct cause, vibhav. Trasa do not arise in this way. Thus, the verse states that there is no relationship with Rati directly in manifestation of these six Vyabhichari bhavas, since they arise only when there are obstacles to Rati. So, we'll have to look for some examples to understand what Jiva Goswami is saying. Of course, this is very clear. The positive emotions are direct cause of vibhav, but these emotions, trasa, alasa, they are okay. Okay, like let me give you an example. There is Krishna and his cowherd friends playing, and they're relishing Sakyaras, or they're relishing Viryaras in fighting. And some of the Gaudabas are having feeling, alas. Then it becomes an obstacle to relish that rati. So they arise only when there are obstacles to rati. So these emotions, but they will have a relationship with rati in the sense that they mix together with rati, parasparaya. Since these bhavas arise when there are obstacles to rati, they mix with the rati. So that's why I don't. Although uh, sorry for that. Since these bhavas arise when there are obstacles to rati. So the six bhavas are mentioned here. Trasa, Nidra, second, Shama, third, Alasya, Madabid, Bodh. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the six. Okay. Prabhupada's one-line statement. Srila Rupa Goswami says that fright, sleep, fatigue, laziness, and the madness of intoxication is sometimes grouped under continuous symptoms of ecstatic love, that they are due to a strong attraction. That's it, Prabhupada says. Vitarkamati nirveda dhritinam smriti harshayoho bodhabhidhainya सुप्तीनां क्वचित रति विभावता वितर्क mati, nirveda, dhriti, smriti, harsha, and the type of both arising from destruction of ignorance. Bodha bid dhainya suptinam becomes somewhat the cause of rati. Vachit rati vibhavata. So for previous six, what did Rupa Goswami say? He said they have no direct relationship. But rati has some relation only because they act as support. But in this verse, Rupa Goswami is saying that these Vitarka, Mati, Nirveda, Dhriti, Smriti, Harsha, and another type of both arising from destruction of ignorance are somewhat the cause of Rati. They become the cause of Rati. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is a very, very deep science. And I'm making it another emphatic point. Uh, and I would like to quote a very, very important verse. I think so. I had quoted it in the beginning of uh, beginning of this course, but here it is apt to quote that verse. This verse comes in the Madhurya Kadamani when Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur offers his Mangalacharan to the book, that is the uh, Madhur Kadamni. He offers Mangalacharan to his spiritual master, to Rupa Goswami. And there, no, I'm not finding that verse. I have not quoted it. I have Hridayasya Preranaya Pravrittoham Varakapi. That is from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu itself. But there is a beautiful verse of the Madhuri Kadamni which I would like to quote. It is very important. So kindly hold for a minute, please. Let me search that verse. Madhuri Kadamani. Oh, how is that? I don't have Madhuri Kadamani slides. Something is wrong. Yeah, I have it. Yes. 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 Okay, uh, let me put this here only. Yes, I am sharing the screen now with you all. So this is that beautiful verse where in the Mangalacharan of the first shower, Pratama Vrishti, uh, Vishwanath Thakur. Bhakti purve shrita tam tu rasam pasyedyad attadhi tam naumi satatam rupa nama priya janam hare. Though there are others who in the past have taken up to the path of devotional service to the Lord. Purve tam bhakti shritatu. So there are great, great devotees in the past who have taken up to bhakti. Prahlad Maharaj, Bhishma Dev, Yudhishthir, such great, great. I pay my continual obeisances. Tam nomi satatam to Srila Rupa Goswami, who is dearmost to the Lord. Rupa Nama Hare Priya Janam. Why? By his mercy, humanity has received the intelligence. Yad Attadhi. Atta means now. To see all rasas, relationships with the Lord, revealed by bhakti, devotion to the Lord. Rasam Pashet. So it is only Rupa Goswami who presented, bhakti as a rasa, relationship in relationship with bhakti, which is called as raga bhakti, spontaneous devotion or ragatmika bhakti. Actually, it is ragatmika bhakti. Actually, it is ragatmika bhakti. It is Ragatmika Bhakti. So it is Ragatmika Bhakti, which is the pure emotion of the Brajvasis. And as long as you don't see the Bhagavatam, especially not only all the cantos, but even the 10th canto, in terms of rasa, uh, you cannot relish the Bhagavatam. So we have to study the the Bhagavatam from the lens of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. And that's what even in the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu come, you know, what is it? Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva Prant, Sabha Shikaile Prabhu, Bhagavatara Siddhanta, Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, and then Rasa Tattva. Uh, so here, I'm just giving an example, like, I'm just giving a example which you all can relate here. This is my observation which I had, and once near our temple, the mother went crossing the temple because there was a kindergarten school, and she was coming with the kid, and both were walking together, but the kid was going ahead. See, the mother's heart has a relationship rasa with the kid. That is the Vatsalya rasa. And we are tied in the heart. There is a heart to heart connection. So the kid was going ahead. So the mother was trying to, stop the kid so that, out of for the protection. But she went ahead and suddenly she saw a bull in front. So she turned back. So the moment she turned back, she was in fear and she started running towards the mother. So the running towards the mother is Vibhava, not Vibhava, sorry, Anubhava, running towards the mother. And the emotion, what is going on in her heart is the fear. And the mother, who was initially trying to stop the child from going ahead, but she could not, but now on her own. So her affection for the child increases and she goes and embrace. So we have to see that, there is exchange of emotions happening. It is just basically an exchange of emotions. But all this, if we don't see from the lens of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, then we cannot actually experience rasa. We cannot experience rasa. So that's why the point is that all these emotions of Vyabhicharya somewhat become the cause of rati. Okay. Bodhabit means the particular bodh arising from the destruction of ignorance. It is a particular bodha. They are said to be the causes of rati, somewhat. It is understood that from this, that rati and these Vyabhichari bhavas mutually act upon each other. Because when the ignorance is destroyed, then we realize our rasa and relationship with Krishna. They are said to be the cause of rati because they cause further appreciation of Krishna. They stimulate rati, but rati is permanent and not caused. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Kabu Sadhyanay Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Karayodaya. So it doesn't mean that, my Stahi Bhav is fixed with Krishna. you know, I am in Vatsalya Ras. No, it is cultivated, but that potency is there. Just like the potency uh, in the bulb is to illuminate light. That potency is there in it, but you have to on the light. Only when you on the light, then that potency is manifested. Right? It might be white light, yellow light, blue light, red light, whatever it is. But the potency is there in the light. So similarly, the potency to relish rasa is there in the jiva, and it has to be awakened by the process of sadhana bhakti. Okay, Prabhupada. False argument, determination, steadiness, remembrance, joyfulness, ignorance, humility, and unconsciousness also different symptoms of ecstatic love. Dependence is also grouped under ecstatic love, and this can be divided into superior dependence and inferior dependence. So here, don't worry. This statement is based on, the next topic which we are going to discuss. The direct differentiation between superior and inferior dependence are ascertained by Rupaswami and will be presented in due course. So this is types of Vyabhicari bhavs. We have discussed the cause and effects. Paratantra, dependent on Rati, and there is superior. Sakshat in that, related to primary Rati. Related to primary Rati. Let me make it a little bigger. Let us put it inside. So there is dependent, in that there is superior and sakshat. And then Vyavahita is related to secondary. Vyavahita, related to second rata. So this is again in Paratantra only. In Paratantra, there is Vara superior. In Vara, there is Sakshat and Vyavahita, related to secondary Rati, related to primary Rati. And then there is Avara, inferior, caused by an Rati, not related to Krishna in a devotee. So that is all in Paratantra. Then Swatantra, indirect relation to Rati in devotees. There is Rati Shunya in impure devotees with Chaya Rati. There is Rati Anusparshena in the devotee with genuine Rati, not related to Krishna. Rati Gandha in devotees with Rati, indirectly related to Krishna. So this is what we will be seeing right now. We'll be just starting this discussion. But I'll, before I take this discussion, do you have any questions up till now? Any questions, any clarifications? How many of you are able to understand the discussion what we had today? Raise your hands. Something you could understand. One, two. Okay. Okay. Three. Good. Three of you. Priya Mataji, any clarifications you have? Okay, there is one question. Do these emotion expressions have any connections to karma? Absolutely no. These have nothing to do with karma. When you become free from karma, the emotions in the material world have to do with karma. But these emotions have nothing to do with karma. It's all in the state of bhava. We have to remember that. They are all in the state of bhava and there's no question of karma. So that we should be very clear. Okay. Shrishti Gupta, anything you want to get clarified about the discussion which we had till now?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'm very much new in this. I'm just trying to understand.
Okay, good. Okay, so now I hope this is clarified. Vinita Mataji, your question is clarified. Yes, Bir Krish Prabhuji. Even I am also trying to understand with all of you. So once we study, then over a period of time we hear, then it will become more and more clear. Yes, Bir Krish Prabhuji.
Prabhu, just one clarification. Is there any connection between material emotions and spiritual emotions? I mean, if somebody is material emotions,
Material emotions are generated from the false ego. The false ego is a switchboard for emotions. They come from the false ego.
Right.
The spiritual emotions are coming from the soul, directly from the transcendental platform. That's the difference. That's the difference.
Right. Right.
Is it clear?
So we cannot say if somebody is, I mean, from material point of view, is very emotional, so will have any impact on spiritual
No,
emotion.
no, no. That has nothing to do.
Right. Right.
It
Right.
has
Thank you.
nothing to do. It has nothing to do with that. It is might be weakness of the heart, but those who are also very advanced. They get highly emotional sometimes because if they are stimulated by a particular, vibhava or a uddipan related to Krishna, and they can go into complete ecstasy. Like we have an example of the Mukunda who was called by the king. He is the Vaidya of the king. Just seeing the fan, he went into ecstasy. So it's like that. Okay, there's another question. Since we hold similar emotions, is it possible that sometimes is it possible that sometimes we do have some connection with spiritual emotions? No, 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 no. It is just some semblance. It is not real. It will come, the topic will come of Vyabhicari Bhav. Sorry, Ratya Bhav. Ratya Bhav, we have to study the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Eastern Division, Sadhana Bhakti, and then Samanya Bhakti, which is the definition of pure devotional service, and especially Bhava Bhakti. So it is just a reflection of shadow reflection. It's called as Rati. And there are again many types of it. So it's not real. And if it's coming in touch with a pure devotee and it is experienced, yes, that is good for us. And that will ultimately, but we have to get purified by practicing sadhana bhakti and then practice sadhana bhakti and come to sadhya bhakti at stage of bhava bhakti, and then the emotions which are experienced in relationship with Krishna are real and are spiritual also. I hope these things are clear. Okay, so now let's go to this next, we'll just begin this topic today and then we'll continue tomorrow. The types of Vyabhichari was Paratantra, dependent on Rati in a devotee, and Swatantra, indirect relation to Rati devotees. And within Paratantra, we saw superior, Vara, and Avara, inferior. And within superior, there is Sakshat and Vyavahita. Sakshat is directly related to primary Rati, Vyavahita is related to secondary Rati. Okay? And then we saw Rati Anusparshena Rati Gandha. Okay, let's go to now this. Okay, it has to come a little down. It can be a little big. Okay. Paratantra Swatantrascheti Ukta Sancharino Dvidha. Very simple and clear. The Vyabhichari Bhav may be either dependent, Paratantra, or independent, Swatantra Cheti Ukta. Note, however, the inferior dependent Vyabhichari Bhav arises only from Rati, which is neither primary or secondary. The dependent, that is Paratantra, arises from Rati, which is neither primary or secondary. That's a okay. The dependent Vyabhichari Bhavas are under the control of Mukhya and Gaunaratis. These are the dependent Vyabhichari Bhavas. The independent ones are not under the direct control of Rati. And if you now know why Rupa Goswami discussed these verses, that these of the Vyabhichari Bhavas are somehow the cause of Rati, and somehow they are having no direct relationship with Rati, because he is going to discuss this topic. And this topic will make it clear now more. Okay. The independent ones are not under the direct control of Rati, whereas the dependents are under the control of Mukhya and Gaunratis. At least I understand from And this statement of Rupa Goswami is clear. And as Prabhupada also says, superior dependence, inferior. This is Paratantra and Swatantra. And the different superior ascendant and will be presented in due course. That's what Prabhupada says. Okay, now next. Tatra Paratantra. Bharavartaya prokta Paratantra api dvidha. The dependent Vyabhicari bhavs Paratantra api dvidha are neither superior, are either superior or inferior. Vara, avara, taya. Vara means superior and avara, or para and apara. Parashakti and aparashakti say na? Superior energy and inferior energy, something like that. Tatra vara. I hope the table is very clear in your mind now, which already I have discussed. Sakshad vyavahitascheti Bharopi Esha Dvidoditaha. The superior dependent Vyabhichari bhavs are Varo Api Esha Dvitodita Dvita Dvida Udita Dvida Dvida Udita is Dvitodita. By the combination in the Sandhi it has become Dvitodita. Either direct Sakshat or indirect Vyavahitas. Okay, so now let's see again, go back here. There are Paratantra and Swatantra. Swatantra has Vara and Avara, superior and inferior. And within Vara there is Sakshat and Vyavahita. So that's what up till now Rupa Goswami has described. Tatra Sakshat. Mukyame Varatim Pushan. Sakshad iti abhidhiyate. That superior Vyabhichari bhav, Mukyameva, which nourishes Ushan. A primary rati is called a direct superior dependent Vyabhichari bhav. Sakshad iti abhidhiyate. Jiva Goswami. It should be understood that if the Vyabhichari bhav becomes a component of the primary or secondary rasas, nourishes the rasas, it is called superior, Vara. Dependent Vyabhichari bhav. Superior Vara, dependent, very well. Verse 2:1 describes the inferior, Avara, dependent Vyabhichari bhav in the opposite way. 2:1:3. Okay, which is this verse? Let us see which is this verse. 1:208. So word 2:1:3 will describe Avara. Okay, he gives an example. Let us see the examples. Tanuruhali cha tanushcha nrityam tanoti me nama nishamyasya अपश्यतो मथुरामण्डलं तद् व्यार्तेन किं हन्त दृशोर्द्वयेन. What is the use of eyes? Vritena kim hanta drishodvayena, which do not see Mathura. Apashato Mathura Mandalam Tad, hearing Nishamya, whose name Namyasya, my hairs, Tanoti me, stand on end. Tanu Ruhali cha Tanushcha Nrityam. Okay, let us see. Jiva Goswami. The desire to see Mathura is an expression of a genuine principal rati for the Lord. Yes, this is belonging to the primary rati. The Vyabhichari bhav of Nirved, self-depreciation, nourishes the rati directly. Oh, what is the use without seeing Mathura? That emotion is a Vyabhichari bhav. Okay, Prabhupada. One devotee exclaimed, "Oh, I cannot see the district of Mathura, even though by simply hearing the name Mathura, the hairs of my body are standing up. I cannot see the place. So what is the use of my eyes?" So he's deprecating himself. What is the use of my eyes? He's experiencing ecstatic symptoms just hearing the name of Mathura, but he's not able to go and see. So this kind of utkuntha should be there. This statement reveals a strong anxiety to see the district of Mathura, resulting from the strong attachment for Krishna. So this is, what is this? Anyone knows? Can raise their hands? What is this? Actually, that strong attachment to Krishna is what? In the technical language of Rupa Goswami, what is it? Anyone, please try. What is it? Whether it is, okay, I'm going to give you a hint. Whether it is Sakshat or whether it is Vyavahita. Okay, superior dependent. Excellent. Yes, Bir Krishna Babuji.
It's a Sakshat Prabhuji,
Sakshat. Why it is Sakshat?
because it is uh, directly connected with Krishna, and it is nourishing the
It is directly connected to primary Mukhya Rati. Directly connected to Mukhya Rati, that is Krishna. Ata Vyavahita. Pushnati yoratim gaunim savyavahito matah. The superior dependent Vyabhicari bhav, which yo nourishes Pushnati. A secondary rati, gaunim ratim, is called indirect Vyavahita, superior dependent Vyabhicari bhav. Example, let us see. Yata. I am Bhima. Bhimasya. How unfortunate are my two arms. Dig astu me bhuja dvandam. Strong as iron beams. Pari ghopamam. If they cannot crush, yat pinnashti na. The evil Shishupal. Dushtam chedipim. The enemy of Krishna. Madhavam. Madhava akshay pinam. So now, please tell me why this is Gaunarati, secondary. What is the reason? Anyone? Why it is Gaun? Think and speculate. No problem. You can do some philosophical speculation, but not mental speculation. Philosophical speculation is good. Anyone else would like to try? Vinita Mataji. Vinita Mataji. Is your audio working? शुभ ईक्षण कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, no idea Prabhu, sorry.
Yes. Anyone else? Priya Mataji?
Danvat Pranam, Hare Krishna. Is it Vyavahita?
Yeah, it is Vyavahita. This example is of a Vyavahita, but why is this example considered as Vyavahita is my question. Why this particular emotion is considered? Yeah, Vinita Mataji, you're quite close to it. Yes, it's quite close to it. Yes, Priya Mataji, yes.
Because it is indirect.
It is an indirect relationship with Krishna. It's not directly, towards Krishna. It is to Shishupal, who is, maybe I think he's blaspheming Krishna. So his emotions are expressed, Bhima's emotions are towards Shishupal. So it's an indirect relationship. Nirveda Krodha Vashyatvad Ayam Vyavahite. In the above words, Ayam, Nirveda, self-deprecation, Nirveda is under the control of a secondary rati of anger. Krodha Vashyatvad. Another thing is, anger is also a secondary rati. It's not a primary rati. Gaun, Mukhya rati and Gaun ratis are there. Mukhya rasas and Gaun rasas. Thus it is called indirect Vyavahita. It's indirect because that anger which is coming in Bhishma cannot crush the evil shell, the enemy of community. This is anger, Krodh. Krodh means Krodhrati. There is Veer Ras also, This Tahi Bhav produces second rasi of Raudra Ras. Thus the rasi is considered secondary. Okay, Prabhupada. There is another instance of the strong attachment for Krishna expressed by Bhima when he began to murmur. My arms are just like thunderbolts, but despite these arms, I could not smash Shishupal while he was blaspheming Krishna. Therefore, of what use are these strong arms? So, what use deprecation, the exact word here used is what? Somewhere it was there, no? Yeah, self-depreciation, self-depreciation, what is the use of my life, So this emotion is, coming out of anger, and that anger is a secondary kaun rasa. Therefore, what is the use of these strong arms? In this instance, Bhima became angry, and being influenced by such anger, his hopelessness became a cause of strong attachment to Krishna. So that hopelessness is a cause of strong attachment to Krishna. This instance can be described as strong attachment to Krishna in anger, raudras. So the mother, if the child is playing, the mother is very careful of the protection of the child, and somebody comes and scares a child. So the object of rati for the mother is the child, which is vatsalya. And because this person is coming and disturbing that object, the mother becomes angry at him. But that anger is also because of the attachment of the child, for the child. I hope you are able to understand this. Okay, then Ata Avara. Okay, I think now it is time up, and we will not take up Avara now. In the tomorrow's class, we will start discussing Avara. So we have come up till here, Avara. So tomorrow we will continue the discussion. But up till now, again, any questions, any clarifications? Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, again I'm repeating, has to be studied repeatedly, year after year, year after year, year after year. Especially the Eastern Division has to be studied, which is very important. But then again, you should study the Southern Division, which we are doing now. Okay. So thank you very, very, very much. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Rup Goswami Pad ki Jai. Hare Krishna.